Hello, dear viewers. It's Becca from Loving Source Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today for your reading on what insight may free me today. I don't know if you've ever had that experience. I'm sure you all have, where you're down about something, or you're worrying, or you're otherwise captive of your thoughts, and an insight can come through and change your perspective on everything. That brings a lot of freedom in your heart. So that's what we're reading on today. And I'm going to ask you all to choose the stone that draws you. We have these cute little hearts. Love to you. All right, and we will begin. All right, for those of you who chose the obsidian, the cute little obsidian heart. Obsidian stones are protective. They are the most protective, the strongest. This stone allows you to be protected from incoming negative energy in daily life. Holding it briefly above the third eye each morning during meditation creates a protective shield around you. So this is a gift from your loving source to you today. All right, and now let's begin with the good tarot. The sun. Isn't that a beautiful card? That is a beautiful sun. Okay, so there's your major arcana right off the bat. And we have temptation. Interesting. I think it correlates with the devil in the writer Waite-Smith. So there we go. Okay. Well, we're talking about escaping from being bedeviled, right? We have the Hierophant from the Van Gogh deck. And we have the Page of Cups from the Van Gogh deck. Okay. Ooh, that's interesting. We have 3 major arcana already. There are some big things happening spiritually for you right now, pile number 1. From the Night Waite deck, we have the Moon. And the Page of Coins. Just as I said, there are some big things happening for you. Pile number 2, we get yet another major arcana. So I am thinking you are finding this reading at an important time spiritually for you. You know, we mark the times in our lives by all of these milestones and events, but frequently, frankly, it is the spiritual transformations that make all the difference. Nothing on the outside of us has to change for the biggest changes in our life to occur. It's the realizations, isn't it? As you look back on your life, it's those moments when you got this certain realization or insight and you knew it down to your core, or you felt it deep in your bones. Those are the moments. All right. Those are the moments of transformation. So the Sun card. The Sun is all about love. It's all about favor being shown upon you. It's all about joy. It's about abundance. We always have flowers. We always have abundant harvest in the Sun card. It's the life giver, right? Sun is the life giver. So I really feel like Source is saying you're absolutely protected. Not only that, but I feed you. I will feed you with the love and the favor. I'm pleased with you. I want to give to you. It's like that. So we let that sun into our heart. The temptation card is the opposite, right? The temptation is we all are saddled with this earthly ego and this thinking brain that wants to think, and this earthly ego that wants to fix things. And I think it's very frustrated that it doesn't have the power that spirit does. And I don't know about you. Some people are better at this, but we often have trouble with getting all wrapped up in using our physical mind to fix things, to protect ourselves, yes, to plan for things. And there's nothing wrong with using our physical mind. It's a gift. But sometimes we go overboard, right? With that temptation card. Sometimes we get a little obsessive. Sometimes we even it spins, right? Our human mind can kind of go round and round and obsess about something, or repeat a behavior or pattern that's not good for us. And, that's where temptation comes in with the Good Tarot's version of the devil here. That's where temptation comes in, right? Where it's like, that's when we're spinning and we've lost control and we are just doing some pattern, right? We just or obsessing about one thing. So the spinning stops right here, right now. If you have any of that going on, and the sun comes in to lighten your burden, to take over, to the source comes in to take over, to protect you, and yes, and to nourish you. Let's see, because that's the only nourishment that seems to fit the bill. The whole thing with temptation is we can go on and on trying to satisfy a need. It never does, right? Through human behavior, actions, material substances, activities, it never does. It never can help us feel protected. So this becomes a learning opportunity for us with this Eight of Coins, doesn't it? Oddly enough, we can be gifted with a sense of security and profound strength and love in and around us if we receive it, if we accept that there is nothing we can do to figure all this out. Wow. Sort of like, the rider Waite with the child on the back of the horse, and he's got his arms up in the air. He is not even trying to control that horse, doesn't need to. He's safe, and the sun shines upon him, and he moves around in abundance. That's what we're talking about with the sun card. That kind of, I am carefree because I know Source has me. Yeah. Sometimes life gives us difficult things with this temptation card, or we come up on the end of our ability to change things, and there's nothing we can do. And rather than spinning, we realize, okay, this is time to give up. This is time to surrender. This is time to ask Source, to count on Source to keep me safe, to count on Source to tell me what I need, to count on Source's love and receive it. So those moments can be terrific times of learning. They can be terrific times of learning. The Hierophant makes a lot of sense to me right here in the yes, right here in the Van Gogh Tarot, because the Hierophant, that's about human institutions and structures. So sometimes the Hierophant is our friend. And if you are dealing with some sort of devil, temptation, something that feels almost addictive or obsessive in nature, sometimes we need the Hierophant. The Hierophant can be a human institution, a profession, a group, some sort of help. Doctors, it can be some sort of like organized help to free ourselves, right? Especially if this is an addiction. So sometimes the insight that could free us is realizing I do need help and running to that help, taking the offer, Page of Cups. So for some of you, that's the meaning of, that's the insight that's needed. Or even if you're obsessing and it's just, you're listening to my reading and saying, I don't know how. to let the sunlight of the spirit in. I don't know how. Sometimes we do need help, right? All right, let's see what else. The Hierophant can also be, it can be positive or negative in your life, right? The Hierophant can also be the government, traditions, religions. Sometimes the Hierophant can be experienced as oppressive, controlling. So the Hierophant can also be something that has to be rejected, frankly. Sometimes the insight that is needed to free us is the extent to which we are censoring our thoughts and our desires, not allowing ourselves to receive from spirit because I shouldn't, I should do this, I must do, the shoulds, the oughts, the musts, sometimes we are not allowing ourselves to be completely honest with ourselves because of the Hierophant, the system of traditions and norms and unwritten rules that we're in. So that can be an insight that can free you. We have Ace of Coins and Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Okay, so Page of Cups is emotion. It's sort of the opposite of the Hierophant, isn't it? Because the Hierophant's all about control. Help, sure. Sometimes structure, accountability that's helpful to us, sure. But sometimes control. It feels kind of oppressive. So it can go either way. But the Page of Cups, now that is the child in the Rider-Waite who is holding the cup and dancing and just delightful and going where his emotions lead. That's him. And he is having a childlike, delightful life. Now that would go with surrendering to source. That's the child on the horseback in the Rider-Waite. So that would go with surrendering to source and just living a life of delight, like it truly, those who learn to do this, and I don't even know if learn is the right word. It's a letting go. It's a surrender. Sometimes it's better when people know nothing about religion or meditation or anything like that. But it's a surrender to source. It's a dependence. I can't do this, but I am okay because I trust source will do this for me. I trust source will protect me. And in trusting source, I am going to go and live the life of a child and be trusting and charge source. I'm going to charge source with being responsible. And please give me signs that you've got me. That kind of thing. So the letting go can happen. I think people do use meditation sometimes just to get through the internal resistances to let go and trust. But there's no right way or wrong way to do that. There's, like I said, sometimes those who know absolutely nothing about meditation or any of it do the best because we don't have we can allow source to show us. We can ask source to do this. All right. So this is interesting. Page of Coins is like, I give you what you need. I give you everything that you require. So this isn't only about safety. This is about provision. So this is definitely source saying, I give you all that you require. It will come. Okay. And here we have in the Night-Waite, we have the Moon and the Page of Coins. Look at all these pages. You do not have to have the answers is what I'm getting out of this. You really do not. If there's something you need to consult with professionals or groups or, some sort of authority, some sort of expert about with the Hierophant and sign up for something structured, that's going to be helpful to you. You don't have to have all the answers. But if, what the crazy thing is, at the same time, you could at the same time have to use Hierophant and yet be trusting Source for everything. Sometimes it's Source who tells us, reach out to help from your human institutions or your fellow human beings or experts, those who know. Sometimes it's Source who tells us to do that. So it's interesting. Both can be happening at the same time, I guess is what I'm saying. But I see these children in the Page of Cups and the Page of Coins, like, be childlike, be childlike. And in the Sun card, the child on the back of the horse, be childlike, be trusting. Yeah. And the Moon is your intuition. You absolutely know how to be guided by Source and your higher self, your guides. All of those sources of wisdom, I feel, are united in one personally. 10 of Cups, it can be loved ones. Oh boy, really, some of you do have a loved one on the other side you are thinking about specifically. And that card comes up, the 10 of Cups. I always say that's about our family, or who we consider family, here and on the other side. I always say that's about them, because the completion, the 10, right? And this is a family, and they are joyful, and they are secure and safe, the 10. So some of you have a specific person on the other side that you're thinking about, who is indeed there for you. And look at this Page of Coins picks up the Ace of Coins. So in other words, yes, there will be opportunities to have all that you need. Be willing to pick them up. Be willing to pick them up. And again, I don't know if some of you do that through some sort of structure, or, this can be a contract. This can even be a job. I don't know, but the opportunities are there. And the Moon card will lead you in what your gut tells you should do. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful reading, pile number 1. Thank you so much for attending this reading, and I will see you next time. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. You chose the Rhodocristite. Isn't that beautiful? All right, and the Rhodocristite helps you face each day with a positive attitude, helps you express your feelings in a positive way, opening lines of communication without fear. Powerful. It's a powerful tool, especially for those who have difficulty expressing themselves. So, Source and your higher self gives you this today. Okay, so now let us look for the insight that we will find freeing. With the Good Tarot, we have the 8 of Fire. That's the 8 of Wands. And we have the Justice card. Okay. With the Van Gogh Tarot, we have the Tower. So you have 2 major arcana, and you have the 2 of Cups. With the Night Waite Tarot, we have the Moon and the Star. All right. Okay, so let us see. You have a lot of major arcana here. My goodness. You have a lot going on today. Today must be a very powerful day for you, spiritually. So let us see. The Justice and the 8 of Wands. So maybe some things are moving forward very quickly in the area of fairness, in the area of balance, or things are moving so suddenly. The 8 of Wands, the wands all go in one direction. And here too, they almost look protective because they're bamboo behind this mandolin player on the panda. I love that. So the 8 of Wands is a very good card. It's like, okay, things are moving ahead. All right. It might feel busy. It might feel quite busy, and almost like your attention is riveted because there's so much going on. But now the Justice card is here, and that's about balance and fairness. So let me see what's going on with that. Page of Swords. Interesting. Page of Swords and 8 of Cups. All right. Well, with the Page of Swords, that is sometimes the beginning of a plan. It's sometimes thoughts that just don't mature, that just flit in and out. It's sometimes somebody speaking off the top of their head rather impulsively, maybe even aggressively. And then we have the Eight of Cups. So, and that's leaving in search of what's missing. Let me see, the Tower. There, obviously something has happened rather suddenly, okay? And everything keeps moving forward rather fast, rather quickly, obviously, with this Tower and the Eight of Wands. I cannot figure out from this Justice card if this means, I feel like it would be difficult to be balanced, right? In all this. I almost feel like something has happened, and there may be some people who are, just talking, just trying, reacting. That's the word I'm getting, reacting. There may be some folks that are just reacting and speaking off the top of their head, but it's not a well thought out or well formulated opinion, right? It's not a good plan. It's the Page of Swords. They may seem intellectual even, but it's the Page. This is, ideas are not fully baked. And then we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. So something may have sort of suddenly changed things in your environment. And there's concerns about justice, I think. Some people saying it's not fair, it's not fair. But now the Eight of Cups is the answer here. And things are moving forward fairly quickly. But this Eight of Cups figure goes off on his own. In the moonlight, led by his intuition. He goes in peace. He finds a peaceful, what is more peaceful than walking outside under the moonlight in a safe place with nature and nobody there? He's seeking peace. He's wanting to center with that moon. He's wanting to center and find out what it is that he really does feel, what it is that he really does want. Because the Eight of Cups a lot of times is in search of the Nine, and the Nine of Cups is a wish card. What would be what do I need emotionally? What would be best for me, right? So there might be some things happening, and it's really important for you to separate yourself and consult with your intuition. It's interesting, in this Two of Cups card, we see the moon again. This is also about talking to people who are like-minded. And I'm not talking, I'm just saying a conversation or an agreement with someone who is like-minded. That can also be a source of support for you right now. We have the Knight of Swords. I see a lot about sort of retreating from this argumentative, reactionary kinds of language. I see a lot about retreating from that right here. Okay. And instead talking to people you agree with, frankly, and they agree with you. You need peace right now is what I'm seeing. With that Tower and that Eight of Fire, you need peace right now. And so we have the moon here. Oh my goodness. Just as I'm saying, the moon is showing up here and here and here. Wow. So in other words, it's speaking to those, or to someone who, or spending time with that person whom you see eye to eye with probably on a spiritual level, right? With the moon, definitely on a gut level. Or walking on your own and connecting with your gut. Your intuition is very good. Your intuition is very good with that moon. And you might not be able to, I feel like people are talking. You might not be able to figure out what's going to be happening or what you should be doing. But it's okay. I say that because the moon, it always lightens up our path just enough, so that we can move forward. I always see the dogs in the moon card on the Rider-Waite as protective, actually, as are these pillars. And the path winds between. We can't go back because there's this creature here. We cannot go back. It's time to come out of the water, out of the emotion of the water. Not to say we disconnect from emotion, because our emotion can also be a really good source of our knowing. But it's time to just move along the path, trusting in intuition. And we have the moon again. We have the moon times 2, you guys. Oh my gosh, of course. I forgot. We have the moon times 2. Boy, you do know what is the right thing to do. You absolutely know. You know it in your gut, and you know it in your thoughts, because this is where you get your thoughts and your gut connected, right? You absolutely do know. Don't assume you know what's coming in the future, because the source is clearly saying you don't. You can't, perhaps, about certain things. So I don't see the answer in swords, in analysis or debate or planning, because, right, we just only have the page and we have the knight. And the knight is rather aggressive. So, I mean, I feel like right now the answer is not in that as much. But not to say our thoughts are, you know what I mean? Our intuition can inform our thoughts, and our thoughts can bring us these lovely insights and knowing. And, you know, they can, if we have clarity in our thoughts, we know they're connected to our intuition, right? So the Star card is about hope. Let me clarify this, the 6 of Cups. Star. Wow. Okay. So I feel like the 6 of Cups is saying, you know, things are not as unstable as you worry, as you fear. Because the 6 of Cups is a nice stable card. It is about the past. It's about, sometimes about relationships, about people we've known forever and the stability therein. Once in a while it comes up when we're about to encounter or come into contact with somebody we haven't seen for a long time, but we're important in our earlier lives. But the 6 of Cups can mean nostalgia, and those cups are outright, and they are full of flowers and bounty. So that's sort of telling me, please be hopeful that there is stability. Please be hopeful that there is bounty. Please be hopeful that your star is actually rising. That's what I'm seeing. Yes, yes. We get the Empress. Pregnant with new possibilities. Pregnant with new possibilities. I see a lot of reassurance in this reading. And look at those major arcana. I love to see, okay, so difficult sometimes to deal with on this end, right? Moving into centering in that intuition and in communications with others who are like-minded, and then into hope and new beginning. And a sort of a more of a sense of security, like what has been in the past is likely to be in the future kind of thing. Like this isn't, this, for me, this is a new beginning that is promising. It's like that. All right. Well, I sure hope that is helpful, pile number 2. I thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Hello, and welcome to your reading, pile number 3. You chose the green Aventurine, that little heart. Isn't that pretty? All right. And the green Aventurine, this very powerful stone is known to promote positivity. When held close, this green stone can stimulate creativity and open your mind to a new, fresh outlook. Isn't that interesting, since we're reading on what insight may be freeing to me today? Also a calming stone, stimulating and emotional healing. Okay, stimulate emotional healing. All right, so for your reading, we have the Good Tarot, the Six of Earth, so that is the Six of Pentacles. We have the Four of Wands, okay. We have the Two of Swords, the Ace of Wands in the Van Gogh deck. In the Knight Waite, we have the Four of Wands again, and the Hierophant. Okay, we've got your major arcana. That's the Hierophant. All right. So let us see what we have. Six of Coins, Four of Wands. Two of Swords, Ace of Wands. All right. Well, you know, the Ace of Wands is usually an opportunity given. Something that is sort of life affirming, that is maybe elicit some enthusiasm, some sense of interest. It can be energy too. It can be, I give you vigor and energy. It can be that. The Two of Swords looks like a decision to be made. All right. Four of Wands. I do like Four of Wands coming twice in your reading, because the Four of Wands is a rather stable card. And remember, it's a lot of times it can be about a move. It can be about an improvement to your home. It can be about a gathering in your home, or a gathering you're going to that includes a celebratory kind of feel to it. But it's a lovely, stable card. The Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant is sort of the traditions of this world, right? The traditions, the institutions, the human organizations of this world. It can indicate government, contracts, jobs, professions, higher education, medical profession, or simply the unwritten rules we tend to live by. So let's clarify this with the Rider-Waite and see what we get. Six of Coins, that's the card of generosity, giving. Okay, let's see. It's also indicates some inequality though, right? Because the wealthy person is giving to the folks that are needy. So we have Queen of Swords and Four of Wands and High Priestess. Mystery. So you get your High Priestess, that's your second major arcana here. Let me keep pulling cards. Two of Swords, Ace of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, things changing. Two of Cups. Okay. Well, it looks to me like the Queen of Swords is a very intelligent figure. She is mature. She knows how to make a plan. She knows how to understand things. And she knows how to hear messages from the other side, from source. That Ace of Swords, inspirations, epiphanies, insights. So that's apt for this reading, since we're looking for what insight may come that may really transform things for me today. So the Queen of Swords means you are well able to receive those insights. The High Priestess also means that you are well able to understand that which can't be languaged, The High Priestess, she does not speak. She actually speaks through telepathy. And she has the wisdom of the ages in her hands, holy scripts. And the screen behind her is sort of the screen between her and the Holy of Holies, right? Because these pillars suggest an ancient temple, right? So she almost guards the Holy of Holies. She knows what's there. Not everyone could enter the Holy of Holies. She can. So This is a very empowering card for you to receive. You see what's beyond the veil. There may be clairaudience here too. You are bookended in this reading with stability. Four of Wands, Four of Wands. It's almost like, though you may be embarking, there may be a change. The Wheel of Fortune is spinning. And so there are two possible paths, and it may not be time to decide which one to take. Like the Two of Swords person is just in a pose, resting with those two possibilities. There may be two paths, two plans, two ways of looking at things, intellectually that compete right now, but they don't need to. We can live with those. We can be. The Ace of Wands is like opportunity to do the next thing that's interesting to you, a good message coming in, looking for good news to come, good opportunities to come. And Queen of Coins is a lot about stability. I feel like a lot in your reading is telling me there's stability behind, there's stability ahead, right? The Hierophant. What about that Hierophant? Two of Cups, Queen of Coins. The Hierophant, can be a positive or a negative, right? All the cards can be, but the Hierophant can be about human institutions, organizations. It can be that help us, that really do, that serve the greater good. We go to a doctor. That's the Hierophant. We get advice from an attorney, or we sign a contract. That's the Hierophant. The Hierophant very frequently is set up for the greater good. The Hierophant can also feel sort of oppressive or limiting, or like there's too much control there as well, though. But it looks to me like in this reading, Hierophant is stable, is indeed stable. Queen of Coins, right? Agreements that have been made continue. I feel an ambivalence in this reading, I have to say, toward the Hierophant. I feel an ambivalence here. Because the Wheel of Fortune is in conflict with the Hierophant. The Hierophant, it loves to stay the same. It's about tradition. The Wheel of Fortune is about change. So I feel an ambivalence about the Hierophant here. Like, is it good? It's stability, but is it good? Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune, fortunes change. The Wheel of Fortune will move whether we want it to or not. And it seems to me like you may be considering a couple of different plans based upon what is changing, but it's not, this makes so much sense. It's not time yet to act upon a plan because the wheel is just moving now. So you don't know yet, okay? And it looks to me like you're not going to be in the near future, probably. If we read this past to future, we have more of the same in the near future. So it's okay to sit with the two different options. I see you can truly trust what you're hearing. Truly, with these cards, you have a good ability. You can truly trust what you're hearing from your gut, from source. So for you, the insight may be, I need not do anything right now, but trust that I can absolutely know what is right, know what I need to know. And there will be, right, like-minded individuals, or this may be for some of you, you do have a relationship where you're standing eye to eye, you're standing on equal ground, looking eye to eye with somebody, seeing eye to eye. And that is also quite helpful, I think. Maybe it is quite helpful to communicate with people you see eye to eye with. And also they're telling me, look for positive news to come, good messages to come. As yeah. So it's sort of like, and Ace of Wands is new opportunities. They can be big, they can be small, but it's sort of an orientation to life. It's an orientation toward hopefulness. It's an orientation toward trust in your intuition and source. That's what I see. And trust that stability tends to beget stability. All right, so that's what I see. I hope that's helpful for you, pile number 3. Take care, and we'll talk next time.